These girls are getting cooked on Twitter right now, and rightfully so, because not that you could tell by how they're dressed, but they're not even a little bit Nigerian. They are from Guinea. And what I don't like about this is the fact that Nigerians, particularly Yoruba people, get a lot of stick for being very boastful and proud and loud about their culture. And, maybe to an extent I can see where people are coming from sometimes, especially Yorubas, we can be quite loud. But when you behave like this, what do you expect? Because people from Guinea and that part of West Africa have beautiful native attire. So why aren't you wearing your own? I don't get it. And who knows, Sha, maybe they'll come out and give us an explanation as to what they were thinking. But guys, come on. Because don't go and do this and then get annoyed when Nigerians come online to say, oh, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Because what's this? All
right, so I had made a post on Threads, and I basically said that Nigerians needed to gatekeep the culture and that there's no reason why people outside of Nigeria would want a Nigerian-themed wedding. So while I thought that post would be met with a lot more like common sense, the sense is not sensing. It was met with a lot of people, even some Nigerians, saying that we shouldn't care if other people want to embrace our culture. It was Americans saying that they can wear Nigerian traditional attire because they have ties to Nigeria. And I just think that that's wild as hell. And let me say why I think it's wild. I am an Ibibio woman through and through, okay? And even despite the fact that we have very close ties to Efik people, I cannot wear Efik regalia. I also cannot show up to my own wedding wearing ashoke, despite the fact that I'm a Nigerian, because ashoke is specifically for Yoruba women. And I am not a Yoruba woman, neither am I marrying a Yoruba man. The most I can personally wear is isiagu, and that's only because my husband is Igbo. And the only other cultural attire I should be wearing is Ibibio attire, point blank period. So I really feel like everybody needs to learn to wear their culture's attire. Stop trying to wear the attire from people from other different cultures. It doesn't make any sense. And this is one of those things that shouldn't even be up for discussion. Because if we are normalizing this amongst ourselves as Nigerians, then that's why you're going to see people in Tanzania wearing agbada when that's not even their cultural attire. It is time to gatekeep.
This is getting out of hand. Calling all Kenyans, calling all Congolese, calling all Africans, I beg you, please. If you are not getting married to a Nigerian and you're not a Nigerian yourself, stop dressing in cultural attire for your wedding ceremony that you are not a part of. You are not a part of. I never thought in this day I would be addressing Kenyans on this issue. I saw the Congolese do it. I saw the Congolese dressing in Nigerian attire. I saw the Liberians do it. I didn't think that the madness would travel to the east, but it has reached Kenya. What you saw was a traditional Nyombo ceremony, and a Nyombo ceremony in my tribe, that is basically the traditional wedding. What you did not see was a Nigerian bride or Nigerian groom. What you did see is two Kenyans dressing in Nigerian attire for a wedding. It's so cringe. I don't think anybody has any place dressing in another culture's attire when you're doing your culture's traditional wedding. For example, I'm Luo, by the grace of God. And I have no business dressing like a Congolese, Nigerian, South African at my traditional wedding unless I'm being married to a man from those cultures. It's bad manners. Please, we need to act, I beg you, act like you come from a culture. You are not a cultural orphan. This is just in general. I know that we're in an era of sharing is caring. I don't know how much of that I believe, but I do know that if you have a culture of your own, act like it. It is not bad to appreciate other people's cultures in certain contexts, but I'm talking specifically in this case for weddings. Act like you have a culture of your own. You are not a cultural orphan. Please. Please, because when people start insulting you and saying you don't have a culture, what will you say? Because when you're here picking and mixing and doing all this type of stuff, it looks like you don't know where you come from. If you know where you come from and you know the culture, just stick to that. Please. It is getting embarrassing. It is getting out of hand. Do not give room for people to insult you.
Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. How are we all doing today? I've talked about this in the past, the issue of wearing Nigerian traditional attire for your wedding where you're not a Nigerian and you're not getting married to a Nigerian. And a lot of Nigerians do not have issue with it. A lot of us said it's okay, like you can wear. But then, come to think of it again, can you imagine, I give an example, I said, can you imagine me going to dress on a Ghanaian traditional attire on my traditional wedding day as an Igbo girl. For me, I still believe that it's wrong. It's totally wrong. You know what the first guy said? That when we say we are giants of Africa, they go, how? This is how we are giants of Africa, because you guys want to adopt everything. You want to also take our traditional attire and make it your own. Does that actually make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. As a Nigerian woman, it doesn't make sense to me that I will wake up one morning and say I want to dress like Ghanaians on my traditional marriage, or I want to dress like Congolese, or I want to dress like Liberians, or all that. No, I'm not going to do it. No Nigerian will do it. No Nigerian will do it. But every other country will do it. So how are we not the giants of Africa when you want to copy everything that we do? You want to copy also our traditional attire for your own traditional marriage day. It is your traditional marriage day. You are supposed to dress in your traditional attire and not Igbo traditional attire, because you're not an Igbo girl. Yoruba person no go even go dress like Igbo girl on their wedding day if they're not marrying Igbo. But you from Kenya, you gotta do it. And you're telling me that Nigeria is not the giant of Africa. We are setting the examples that you guys are following. For the Kenya lady to come out and talk about it and address it, say they pay her. Person will understand. If you understand this thing well, you go pay you, because they pay me too. Because when I made that video some time ago, people say it's not a problem. How is it not a problem? As in how? Tell me how it's not a problem. Like, tell it. I want to know. Let me know in the comment section, how is it not a problem? At this point, I don't blame people that are speaking out for it. I don't blame people that are talking about it. I don't blame people that are angry about it, because you need to be angry now. You need to be angry. Say you go travel from East Africa, come carry Nigeria for traditional attire for your traditional marriage day. It doesn't make sense.
Other things too that we need to gatekeep, like if you're Nigerian, we need to start gatekeeping being, our Nigerian weddings and all the things that come with it, because it was like they were talking about how there was like a Ghanaian or a Sierra Leonean bride who decided to wear the whole Edo regalia. Like, what? No, we don't just get to cosplay another culture because we're getting married and we admire that culture. Like, you can admire it. I just feel like there's so many other things too that we need to start gatekeeping a little bit. Like just gatekeeping to secrets, trade secrets, because sometimes you will give access to this information and somebody doesn't have the experience or the credibility to play that thing out.
The only way you can have a Nigerian wedding is either if you're one Nigerian or you're marrying a Nigerian. Anything else possible. Like, I can't wake up tomorrow and say I want to be a Desi bride, because they know that their culture isn't a costume. Let's start gatekeeping.
I totally agree with what everybody said in this video, trust me. So you can admire our tradition, but you don't need to steal it. And you know what happens with Ghanaian people? Tomorrow they will tell us that they're the ones that taught us how to do wedding, or they're the ones that taught us how to wear these things. So I don't think it's okay. It is not okay. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do subscribe if you're new here, and don't forget to turn your post notification on so you'll be the first to know whenever I put out a new video. Thank you so much for your constant support on this channel. You guys are so amazing. Guys, thank you. Don't forget to like, share, comment. I will see you guys in my next one. Till then, enjoy yourself and have a lovely weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye.